Hi everyone, welcome back to another Beyblade Burst Turbo Slingshock unboxing, and for this one today we have ourselves a product which is probably pretty old by now. Actually, I think it's around about a year old, but it has been sitting out on the shelves at my local store for about a month now, and I finally decided to pick it up because these products don't come back around too often, and this one I actually don't have, so I thought we'd grab it today. So we've got ourselves Forneus F4, the Riptide Blast Set version, and it actually looks pretty awesome. We've got this launcher here, this shark launcher that comes with him, and it also has a power gauge built into it. So yeah, pretty keen to check out that. And then this beautiful recoloring of our Forneus there. So we'll take a moment to check out him in the packaging before we go to the other side. I don't think there's much else in our box here. No, just another little image of that launcher. And to the back now for our parts breakdown. So Forneus F4 defense type, and then we've got our energy layer, so right spinning energy layer and defense type as I mentioned. And then we've got our forge disc, which is D44 or 0, and then our performance tip finally here is TD11S, so that's the Slingshock version of Yard. And to our overall stats for the Bay here, we've got 0 to attack, 2 to burst, 10 to defense, and 9 for our weight, then 0 once again for agility, and finally 2 to stamina. And then we've got a little thing here telling us about that launcher. It is both left and right spinning, so you can launch left spinning bays with it. And then our little gauge here as well for our performance tip, which is 1 to power and 5 for speed. So you get some nice movement from that performance tip, and I say that would be when it's switched, of course, into that Slingshock mode. And that'll be it for our packaging, so let's get stuck into opening this guy up. That's our unboxing done with. I've moved the launcher aside here, and we'll start off by checking out the bay itself, and beginning with that energy layer. And here it is, our Forneus F4 energy layer. And let's talk style real quick. So it is a defense type, and it's not exactly rounded, so it does actually come to a small oval shape if you look at it closely. And then we've got these little gaps in its outer circumference there, and little drop-in points for those. So that's going to give us that defense that it's talking about, so knocking back your opponent a bit, as well as that shape that I just mentioned. And then let's talk about our coloring here. So really like this new coloring that we've got here. The original was a solid black and silver, so it was black outer part with silver sharks on top, and then I think the Ripfire one was solid blue sharks and that see-through green for the outer part. And this one we've got really nice see-through sort of crystal blue with a solid black surround. So I think that makes a better color for the sharks themselves. They stick out a lot more and do look quite shark-like, and that coloring does really does remind you of water in a way. And then I'll flip him over because we've got a QR code there for you to grab. If I can get it in a nice spot for my camera. My lighting's kind of interfering at the moment. There we are. And hopefully that works out. Okay, well that's it for our energy layer. We'll move on to our forge disk. Our forge disk is 0, so a heavy forge disk, and you get lots of stamina from this guy. Perfectly balanced, nice rounded shape, so really good for stamina base. And then we've got the ability to attach a frame, of course, with those gaps there, so you can change the way that this will react with an opponent because of that. And yeah, that'll be it. Quick one for our forge disk, and then we'll move on to our last part, which is our performance. So here is our performance tip now, and it is the Slingshock version of Yard. So I always forget to mention this when I'm doing these Hasbro products, but yeah, our lettering was TD11-S for it. So the second letter always indicating whether it is a defense, stamina, or attack type. So it is D. So it is a defense type of performance tip, and you can see that with this frame surrounding the tip there, how it's got those grooves on it. And if that were to contact our opponent's bay in any way, you would get that defense type of action and knocking him back a little. And then the tip, the very tip of it, we've got that free spinning ball, so I think it's some nice lastability when running on that. So we're in our stamina mode or battle ring mode. I'm pretty sure it's battle ring mode at the moment. I always call it stamina 'cause it's just something I'm used to doing. And we'll shift it up into our Slingshock mode. So the best way to do that is if you can get your fingernails in any way into those gaps either side, or some part of your fingers in there, and give it a twist clockwise. You'll feel it unlock, and then you can lift him up, and another little twist to relock it into place. And there we are. We are in our Slingshock mode now, and we'll be running on that flat surface, and we've raised up a little bit, of course, because of that. And then we're going to get that nice movement that we, or that speed that was indicated on that stat on the back of the packaging there with that mode. And that'll be it for our last part here. Let's put all these bits together and have a feel of those slopes. Let's get all of our pieces here and put them together, and here we go. So it's a nice little bit of resistance initially there to get it on, and wants to lock into place pretty quickly. So nice angle to the slopes and good grip on them. So yeah, pretty decent slopes. I would give that probably above average for those. I think that's even better than the Riptide version of this bay, which will be a battle that I'll be putting on too in a future upload. This taking on the Riptide version. And yeah, that's it for the bay, and let's move on to our final product for this unboxing, the launcher. Well, our launcher here looks pretty sweet. We've got that silver and black for its coloring, a bit of blue in the eye, and gold on the outside of our gauge. We've got that Beyblade stamp on there too. Its entry point for our ripcord is here at the front, so yeah, you place it in there. And then the ripcord itself is an entirely new design. I've got double-sided teeth on it, and you got this little trigger to it as well to help with grip. And then we'll actually have a go now. Of course, we'll put it in that top slot there. I know there's a QR code there you're probably keen to get hold of. I will put that up in a moment, and get it in the right way. I had it upside down. There we go. There's a little trigger bit facing down, And here we go. Let's see if we can get this gauge to go max. And there we are. Ooh, close. Close. Okay, we'll reset that. So this little button here resets it and flicks around to 0. And let's go a little bit harder this time. So not the absolute easiest thing to get to max. You do have to put a bit of effort into it, so that is good to know. And here we go, around to maximum with that one. So that is actually a lot of fun. So not only do you get enjoyment out of your bays themselves, you can have a bit of fun with this launcher. Okay, and as I said, we'll get to that QR code. So there it is. Hopefully you can grab that. My focus is doing a weird thing there. And get a little bit closer. Alright. That should be enough time to grab that. Okay, let's grab the stadium out now, and we'll finish everything off with a test fire. In comes our stadium now, and I did forget to mention that this launcher is really quite comfortable to grip. I'm actually amazed at how well that shape fits in your hand. They've obviously thought about that. And okay, and with that said, let's get this guy in the stadium, starting off with that battle ring mode, or stamina as it were. And I do have that in the wrong spot, which will not help with Forneus. There we are, doing a right spinner, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. So how we go on the gauge there? Oh, only just under half, so not the heaviest rip for that one, but we are spinning it nicely. Maximum power is going to be pretty impressive, hitting that on a launch, and looking really nice while it is spinning. That center there blurring with gold, and then we've got that nice blue on the outside. Let's stop that now and change it into our Slingshock mode. Put that record back on and go again. So 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Alright. Oh, jeez. That was some movement just then. Managing to pick itself back up after all of that. I only reset that gauge too on my launch to a certain point, so we don't even get to see what that was. Wow, impressive speed. And that is it now for this unboxing. I hope you liked the video. This product is definitely worth picking up in my opinion, so if you do see it, don't miss the opportunity. And I hope you liked the video. As I said, until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.